week. Another episode of the Bluefield University Coaches Show, episode 2 here. We'll have some new faces coming in and out of the show, but we do have one recurring guest, and it's head football coach Dewey Lusk. Coach, thank you for coming back, joining us here this week on the show. You and your team put together a great performance on homecoming last week. It's always a special day for the campus, for the team, for the community. Let's start with last weekend. What was that homecoming atmosphere like for you and your players, and how proud of your team getting that 38-21 win?
Oh man, there was a great crowd. We started off the day with a great ceremony with the Hall of Fame inductions. DeMarcus Wimbush, arguably one of the best linebackers to ever play in NAIA. Mike White, one of our own, and Tim Mann. It was a great start to a great day. Then the kids came out and played hard and made a bunch of plays and got to see a lot of familiar faces that I hadn't seen in a while. And I just felt like it was a great day, not only for Bluefield football, but for Bluefield University.
Absolutely. So we'll stay in the game here. I want to highlight your running back, Kyrie Edwards, had a monster day. 119 rushing yards plus a touchdown, 7 receptions for 68 yards. How valuable was his performance for setting the tone for you guys?
Well, how many different places can I use Kyrie Edwards? I don't think he's played quarterback yet or left tackle. I nominated him as a tight end because he spends 85% of his time in the slot as a blocker, as a pass receptor, and then we want to play him at tailback as well. So it's kind of hard to play him in 3 different places and do all those different things. So, he's the heart and soul of our football team. He's the heart and soul of our offense. If it's a short yardage situation, we're always trying to go to him. But what a tough-nosed, hard-nosed, great kid, great player. And, we're trying to use him in as many ways as we can to put a lot of pressure on the defense because he has great hands. He does something with the ball after he has it in his hands. He's a good runner. He is a great blocker, and that's why we've had some success is because of Kyrie Edwards.
So we'll move now to the other side of the ball. Your defense also having a pretty big day. 2 sacks, 1 interception, 5 pass breakups, a multitude of TFLs. You only held Rio Grande to just 7 points at halftime. What did you like most about your defensive effort?
Oh, they're, getting after it and playing with a lot of energy and getting to the football. And, since the midway point of our season, our football team's kind of taken that on, which is good. We kind of grown up with these freshmen. And but defensively, and you said 7 points, and even though there was 21 on the board, give Rio credit. We threw that slant pass to Jackson, and they broke him in half and ended up picking it. So they had a short field for one of the scores, and then Ethan Cash, one of his rare mistakes on the pick 6, we were supposed to throw the bubble to the right. He throws it to the left, and there you go. So defensively, actually held them to 7, gave up the 1 long touchdown pass. But, they held strong throughout the game and played hard. We want the football. And Terrell Sablon, how about him picking up his 4th interception as a freshman? That's pretty huge. So we're going to have those kind of plays this coming weekend against Union.
So you mentioned this weekend. We can't really talk about the game without talking about, senior day before the game.
Yeah.
So we'll celebrate your senior class. There's 8 seniors. We'll list them all out here. Abdul Koloko, Cameron Stitman, Ethan Cash, Christian Mack, George Rivers, Jack Evericks, Andrew LePan, Connor Padgett. What have these 8 guys meant to your program both on and off the field?
Oh, Abdul Koloko's been here 4 or 5 years. I can't count how long, but what a great human being. And I'll probably get emotional here because these kids mean a lot. But if you were just in chapel listening to Jules Gray speak, we at Bluefield have a lot of influence on these kids, and these kids in turn have a lot of influence on us. And I can't say enough good things. If I sit here and tried to single them all out, I'm going to leave somebody out. But Abdul Koloko, Cameron Stitman, who transferred in here and has just been a great young man. Ethan Cash, wow, we're hoping that this 5th year thing passes so he can come back. What a leader. Christian Mack, he's been here 5, 6, I don't know, but he's going to get a degree. Didn't see the field his first couple years, and now he's out there making plays for us. George Rivers came here to get his master's, and he has just been a bundle of energy and a leader for our football team. Jack Evericks, wow, leader on campus, leader on the football field, a tremendous human being. Andrew LePan, same thing. If you need something moved, who do you call? Andrew. He's going to say yes to everything, but just a top quality individual and great person. And Connor Padgett, whenever you need one out there on the field, he's going to sub in and he's going to make a play for you. But we're going to miss these kids. They've been great leaders for us and great individuals, and hopefully we can get that win for them on Saturday.
So we'll move ahead to the matchup that everyone wants to hear about. You close out your regular season against Union Commonwealth. It's a series where you guys have won 10 in a row dating back to 2016, but a lot of those games very, very close on the scoreboard. What's the key to coming away with a big win on Senior Day?
All right, let's knock on wood here. Yes, but let me tell you what, could be the best Union team we've faced. They are much improved. They've got a good, sound running game. They've got two really good receivers out there. I'm going to say three with one kid in the slot, but the two outside receivers are really good. Defensively, they keep you guessing. They're running that 3-3, and they're bringing blitzes from all over the place. We have to be consistent. We have to play with a lot of energy, and we've got to make some plays. Offensively, we've got to be able to mix it up, run and pass, and keep them guessing, and be able to hit our hots on the blitzes, and try to get them out of that mode of wanting to blitz all the time. And the only way you can do that is by hitting some plays to make them stop. Defensively, the same thing. We're going to have to mix and make the quarterback uncomfortable so he doesn't have to get that ball out there to those two good wideouts and make plays. But at the same time, you got to worry about their couple good running backs they've got back there too. So throw out the records when Union and Bluefield get together. It's a dogfight. We expect nothing but a great game, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to win the thing in the fourth quarter.
Awesome. Coach, always a pleasure of you sitting down with us. We appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend. And we'll kick it over to our second guest here on episode 2 of the Coaches Show. It's head women's and men's volleyball coach Kevin John. Back again, episode 2 of the Bluefield University Coaches Show. My guest joining me now, new to the program, head men's and women's volleyball coach. It's Coach Kevin John. Coach, thank you for joining us here today. It's been a milestone year for your Bluefield Volleyball Club. Your first season leading the women's program after previously leading the men's team since 2023. I'm curious what that transition's been like for you, coaching both teams, kind of managing both, and how have you seen especially your women's group grow this first part of the fall?
I absolutely know what they mean now by busy as a bee. I am busy. But it's been a lot of fun. The culture has been amazing. The women have been welcoming me with open arms. They've worked their butts off, and we've, sans some injuries and some things that kind of jumped up and bit us. It's been a fantastic year.
Awesome. So, you talk about coming in and working hard. 2 of your players have earned all AAC second team honors, Morgan Wigg, Elodie Torres. What does that recognition say about the work that they've put in this season and how they've helped raise the standard for your program?
Well, Elodie's been here for all 4 years, and she was a DS that was pushing to get that lib spot, and she finally got her hands on that thing. And so I think this recognizes that she's what she's always been, a really talented defensive player. She eclipsed some milestones this year, 1,000 digs, and broke some single season records, some single match records this year with, I can't even remember the number. She got into the 30s with digs somewhere or something to that effect. She had a great season. And then Morgan is her first year with the program. She was a transfer coming in, a big physical middle that can actually hit in all 3 positions. And she's been holding down the offense for us, especially after our first team all conference, Leah went down. So that when Leah went down, Morgan stepped up her game, and I think she's upwards of 3-4 kills a set. She's killing it, And the two of them absolutely deserve those awards.
Yeah, so you mentioned all of Elodie's accolades this year. You know, she ranks top 5 in the conference in digs per set. She set the school record, 38 digs in a match. She even tied it later in the year. What has she meant to this team defensively, and how has she helped raise your guys' defensive identity?
Well, and obviously Elodie has been here, so she's a leader. She's somebody that the kids knew and trusted. So that's the first and foremost thing that she helped us with, is leading us in the new direction and the things that we were trying to do. Helped the team with trust of the new coaching staff and those types of things. So she's done that very well. But then obviously on she's the only player right now currently that's playing 6 rotations on our team. So she's the only player on the court right now the entire match, and she is she's leading the team in that way as well, as far as like physically getting digs, keeping us in rallies. Obviously she can't be terminal because she's a defensive player, but she's kept us in a lot of points.
So we've talked about your defensive identity. We'll move now offensively. You have one of the most aggressive offenses in terms of from the service line. You lead the AAC in total service aces this season and 2.28 aces per set. How much emphasis do you place on serving? How has it helped control your matches?
Well, it's a part of a bigger idea that we let our kids just kind of uncork and let go and not worry about errors so much. We absolutely want them to feel free to take big swings, be in moments, and at the ends of sets really go for what they're doing. And that leaks right into serving. That's one of the things. But also, styles makes fights. And right now, we're one of the smallest teams in the conference. So if we let teams be in system on the other side out of receive, we're going to get OT'd, meaning they're going to hit over the top of us. So we've got to keep them from being able to get 3 passes, and that means aggression from the service line. And that does show up in those stats that we have all season long realized that we just can't let middles come tear us up. We've got to get those passes off the net, know where the ball's going, set up our blocks, set up our defense, and that's led us to be successful. We really do believe that serving is one of the linchpins of our possibilities this year, especially going into the tournament.
So we'll address the elephant in the room now. You open up the AAC tournament Thursday. You're the number 8 seed. You'll face the number 9 seed, Spartanburg Methodist. You've obviously seen them earlier this year. What have you noticed from them going back watching that game, and what is the key to staying alive in the tournament?
So basically, they're a little bit like us in the sense of not a giant team, those kinds of things, but they're pretty pin heavy. So we're not going to have to get their middles off the net quite as much. So we may be a little more consistent with the service game. But really, the bottom line is they've had some attrition just like us. So we're kind of both limping into the tournament. We absolutely both are. So quite frankly, I think the team that works the hardest gets to the end of the thing. I think the team that just grits their teeth and gets the most balls and is the bravest team at the end of the day, it's going to be a close match. I think the team that swings at the end, that serves at the end, that is going to get all those extra loose balls, the randomness of trouble. We do all those things, we'll come out in the end. I really do think the team that works the hardest is going to get this one.
Coach, we appreciate you sitting down with us. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know it's been kind of crazy these last couple of days.
Yeah.
But good luck on Thursday, and we'll kick it over to our third and final interview of Episode 2 here on the Bluefield University Coaches Show. Back again here on the Bluefield University Coaches Show, and our final interview of Episode 2 here is not a coach, rather a player. Switching it up a little bit, we're sitting down with Aiden Chavez from men's soccer. Aiden, thanks for joining us. It's been a memorable freshman season for you. You lead Bluefield in scoring. You earn all AAC second-team honors. We'll get into all that, but let's start with your path to Bluefield. Talk to me about your recruitment process and what ultimately made you become a Ram.
Thank you for having me. Well, to begin, originally, I honestly didn't have a college plan, and just, one day, I was still training every day, I was hoping for the opportunity to come in. One day I just stumbled upon my phone, scrolled through my emails, and I saw an email from Coach Gabe, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's see what's in it for me. So, obviously, I came in as a pretty late recruit, most would say, and I think I watched the first game, and honestly, I had to wait a little bit to play, but I was super excited to play, and I couldn't wait anymore.
Awesome. So, with coming in late and all that, you still, were named all AAC second-team performer. You're the program's first all-conference men's soccer player since 2018. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. What does that honor mean to you, and how much does it motivate you going forward?
I think it just shows kind of like a gap. I think I'm glad to close that gap, and I think I want to bring and show more people anything is possible. Like, you know, some say the program might not be the greatest because maybe some pass, but stats show. I mean, if you want to play, then you can play and earn it. But personally, it was honestly an honor. And at first, I didn't really expect anything. And when I saw it, I was like kind of shocked because, you know, there's some crazy players in the conference. But no, I'm super glad and honored to receive that.
Awesome. So, you know, this season you led the team with 8 goals. You also had 1 assist, 17 total points. You jumped in, made a huge impact. What clicked for you offensively this year? How were you able to find success, you know, just jumping in even later in the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all dates back to, like, when I was younger. I mean, when I was younger growing up, honestly, I wasn't, like, the first player to, like, be the greatest, but my dad is a big inspiration to me. His words after my game, you know, just keep going at it. And honestly, it was a new environment for me, and in my mind, like, I just kind of be like, you know, what's there to lose at this point? You know, I already came here late, so I mean, just do the best I can and give it my all.
So a couple more questions while we got you here. When you look back on the season, is there a specific match, a specific goal that really stands out to you?
My favorite goal or my favorite memory would probably be my first college goal against Greensboro College.
Yeah.
We were down for a bit, and I was able to receive a ball from the right side of the field. I brought it down with a touch, and I just slotted it on the right side of the net, and it's probably one of my favorite memories.
So you put an end here to your first college season. As you look ahead to the future, you know, what are some goals you're setting for yourself, for both yourself and for the program?
Honestly, for myself, I just want to continue to get better. I know there's like still a gap for me to improve and become way better than I can be. And honestly, I want to hit the double digit of goals, me personally. And I'd say for the program, I'd want to stick around and, you know, because obviously people might see that and be like, oh, okay, if one player can do it, why can't I? So honestly, I think it'll really help with recruitment-wise and bringing more players in and be able to build a team.
Awesome. Aiden, we appreciate you sitting down. You're the first non-coach that's a guest here on the Coach Show. But we appreciate you tuning in for episode 2 of the Coach Show. Check back for episode 3 next week.